Hi everybody, I'm Tiffany, and if you don't know by now, I'm a part of the Stats on Stats podcast, and we get to talk to people at local events here in Tampa Bay. And today's event is the CyberX 2025 Tampa Bay event. And I am here talking to Austin.
Hey, it's me.
And Austin, please tell everybody what it is that you do on a day-to-day basis in cyber, right?
Yeah. Well, I do pretty much a lot of anything that I feel is interesting in cyber, right? Like right now I'm on a zero trust project at USOCOM.
USOCOM?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Zero trust. Were you in the military? I see you have the khaki shirt on. So
Yeah. So I work for khaki, and I am in the Army Reserves as a Chief Warrant Officer for cyber defense is my specialty. So it's been fun. I had a lot of active duty time as well.
Okay, gotcha. Was it all in tech or?
Oh yeah, always in tech, right? Like I used to do satellite communications, and then which means I also had to do networking and systems. And when I was forward deployed, I was only me that was responsible for any IT.
Oh wow! Awesome. Oh wow! So what really inspired you into tech before the military? And
well, I have this thing that I always did. I was always extremely curious, where I like to take things apart and try to put them back together. Try, right? Getting better over the years, right? I used to say when you take apart a laptop to put it back together, if there's not one extra screw that you didn't know where it went, you're doing something wrong. But I have gotten a lot better. Obviously, video games are a big thing, right? But anything electronics always fascinated me. So I found this cool problem I get to fix, or you take a bunch of different components, put it together, and make it do something or whatever I wanted. But I always focused on an objective, right? So let's just say, for a PlayStation 2, I always thought it was super cool to be able to find the ability to take a game from Blockbuster and then save it to my hard drive and have it forever. That was super cool to me, right? Or, back in the day, DVD shrink was cool. I can have a copy of my movie, right? I just wanted a backup copy, and I just built a whole collection or whatever. So I don't know. I was just always trying to find something that was really cool to do and make it work.
Okay, and then that led you into cyber. Was it also some type of project that led you definitely into the cyber realm, or?
Yeah, I mean, it was more like an opportunity, right? So everybody talks about what's the latest, greatest, it's cloud or, AI, and cyber is the newest thing. But honestly, it's just information assurance that died and wasn't cool enough, so they slapped a new sticker on it, called it cyber. But I had the opportunity because I was running a whole program of employees where we had a kit where you forward deploy in this, and it's just intense, and it was a full enterprise stack from start to finish. So it means email when you're not even in the middle of nowhere, had all data, voice, you name it, and chairs and tables. So it was cool. So it was the pinnacle of doing everything you needed to from an IT standpoint. And they're like, hey, do you want to go cyber? I was like, sure. And they came back, they're like, sorry, never mind, you're not really aligned to that. I was like, oh, dang. And then a week later, somehow it was in my email, which I'm never usually in it. Like, hey, do you still want it? Yes, let's do it.
Oh, wow.
And I can't tell you when they beat me up through school, they put you through multiple SANS courses. And I don't know if you have been in a SANS course.
Yep.
Yeah. Have you taken 4 back-to-back with 1 week at a time?
No, I have not done that.
Yeah, that was what they did. And it was just why did I do this to myself? I said I wanted a challenge. What did I sign up for? So needless to say, I learned to love, to hate it, to love it, and really became a master, incident handler is what I was, being, trained to do. Yeah. And then when I showed up, my boss was like, hey, I'm so happy you're here. What are your qualifications? I told him all the things. He's like, that's great, but I need a manager. I'm like, ah. So I had the rare opportunity of being the manager I always wanted. A very, very technical manager that can understand the technology from this beginning all the way to the end. And it was great because every team that I led, I've done it. Right? So,
gotcha.
I used to say I was the lie detector. So if you can't put any smoke or mirrors over me, because I understand how long everything takes.
Okay,
right?
Gotcha. That put you on stage.
Yeah.
So now that you are on stage today for CyberX, what have you brought with you from all of those experiences?
Mentality. An experience of cultivating a mentality that has made me very successful, of something I set up there at the very end that I can't express enough. It's How do you stay entertained in an system, in an environment where you're constantly learning, right? How do you get in a situation where it's like, man, I just mastered this, and then, imposter syndrome is like a real thing. It's like, how do you control all of that? Yeah. Well, you get excited, right? You get excited at challenging yourself and wanting to learn a new thing, and it's the same thing. It's like, ooh, I want to do this, and okay, well, I got to go do that. And then it's like, whoa, I feel really uncomfortable. And you really want to get comfortable at feeling uncomfortable. That is truly like how every single day, it's like, today's a great day. That's it.
Okay, got you. So years in at this point, military, contracting, if you could look back to yourself 10 years ago and give yourself one good piece of advice, what would it be?
That's a great question, because I've lived my life with no regrets, and I don't look back. I keep looking forward. So I don't know what to say other than trust the process. Tell my team that all the time. Trust the process. Have faith in what you're doing is the right thing. And I can't express enough that I have to tell myself I'm doing the right thing. Like the certs and stuff, like I put myself in the room and it's like, have trust, and I get all nervous, like trust myself and that I did the right thing and that I'm going to be fine no matter what I feel like at the time.
Gotcha. Love that. And then for anybody who's watching and who's interested in CyberX for 2026, what advice would you give them about coming to a networking event like this?
That is a really good question, because just want to say that I have many different children that I've also used my weekend projects to get them interested into cyber. And I brought my oldest to every one of these networking events and gave him an assignment. I said, every single time you come to one of these things, make sure you have your name handy or link tree handy, and you introduce yourself, what you're all about, and ask people who they are and what they're all about. And make it a point to follow up with them within a week at the conference. And before you know, you build up your LinkedIn and you regularly post so people know what you are about. And you continuously like, man, that guy's squared away. That's awesome. And so before you know it, you have a network that is so large, you don't ever have to ask for a job. It's just people like, hey, do you want a job? It's amazing to have that feeling, because people always say networking is the real thing and that's what you should be doing for a job. But really, they don't really tell you how to do it. But really, just get active. Get active and embody the culture that is different in cyber versus IT. And to elaborate, IT is about job security. I'm not telling you how I do it. Cyber is about, hey, let's go do this and solve this problem together. I've seen it in many companies where, for example, I called up T-Mobile, like their cyber threat intelligence people, and they're like, hey, yeah, we'll tell you about what our problems are so you can build your program yourself. And it's just like, wow, this is great, instead of just them, shh, hush, hush. So embody that culture, get out there, build your brand, and be consistent with it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Austin. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
All right. To everybody else, we'll see you next time.
Thanks.
Bye.